What's really good, my people? Welcome into No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I am your host, Sean Little. As always, Nick the Quick's in the building.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
You already know. What's up, G? I ain't seen you since last week. What's going on?
Last week, what's going on?
Bears get a W in the
sir.
desert.
Yep.
We eked it out.
If you want to call it that, yep.
We did what we had to do.
Yep.
Bulls Media Day is upon us.
Yep.
Has come and went.
Came and went.
Saw
the squad, yep.
We're gonna touch on that. We gotta talk about some of my boys. You know, Blakeney's gonna make an appearance in the show.
Shout out
my
Blakeney.
guy. Shout out my guy AB. Tiger Woods is back. We're gonna talk about what that W means.
Yep.
Cubs magic number still 5. We're gonna close this show with blow the whistle, man. If we not feeling something, we blowing the whistle on that.
Put a stop to some things out here.
We
man.
gotta put a stop to
some madness
things.
going on out here. It's crazy
out
out here. It's an end of summer craziness going on.
Yo, I'm back from Cali.
Yeah.
First off, big congrats to my guy, Christian Palmer. Now the Palmers. Congrats to Myra as well. Insane wedding out in California. This was the bougie white homie with the bread wedding.
Hey, man. It
was lit.
You got to have one, right?
It was
Life
dope.
is about experiences.
It
looked dope, though, man. I was feeling the fit you had going on over there, man. That was decent.
It was a little Zorro shit.
Yeah, it was
you know
decent, man. It was decent.
It was comfortable. I threw on the cheetah shirt.
Of course.
To rock. Hey, man, if you don't know what I'm talking about, hit my Instagram at Chicago Flow. I'm on there. The fit's on there. I was wearing a little top hat with the leopard.
Yeah, the hat was decent.
The hat was decent.
I was feeling the hat.
I actually had just copped it when I was in Venice.
Oh, nice.
I knew I wanted to wear a big black hat,
yeah,
but I didn't have one.
Right.
The one I had before was kind of messed up. So I was like, let me get another one. Like, let me pay some money.
Some quality millinery.
Yeah, it was a Stetson. It's got like the gun club written in it. It's tough.
It was decent, really.
And I took like the little feather out. It's like there's like peacock feather.
Yeah. That
I'm gonna put back in with some other fits.
Yeah, you gotta rock the feather, man.
Yeah, man.
It's the feather in the cap.
If you can get out to Malibu, me and the lady hit the beach for a day. We went to El Matador Beach. Was beautiful. Tons of rocks.
Yeah, I've been out to Malibu before.
Yeah, it was
nice.
cool.
It's beautiful
man.
out there.
Yeah, it was cool.
You know me, man. I'm all about Southern California, man. Anybody that knows me knows that my dream is to live in Southern California.
And
if you told me tomorrow I can make half the money I'm making right now, but I'm living in Southern California, I'm there.
Smoking trees.
That's how I feel. I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Dude,
take me to LA.
It's funny because we were talking about that. We were talking about like homies moving to New York and homies moving to Miami per se or DC.
Yep.
And they always seem to come back. But the people that move to LA,
nobody
comes back.
Nobody comes back from LA. If you had done what you did in New York and LA, you'd still be out. I don't think you can come back.
You don't come back.
People go out there like, I'm good. I'm just not gonna come back.
People don't come back.
Cause I think it's the weather. It's the combination of the fact that like, you go to Florida and shit, it gets crazy hot and humid and all that. LA is just like 75, 80 degrees max. Yeah. It might hit the 85, but the wintertime is real mild. It's beautiful. There's so much to do.
Come visit me. I'm not coming back.
Yeah, I'm not coming home.
You want to see me?
Bye.
I'll rock with you.
That's what my girl's dad did, man. He moved out there. He's supposed to go out there for a little bit. He hasn't been back since.
Yeah, man.
You don't come back from that.
Shout out Willie Runs. He did.
Yeah, Willie Runs is out there. He's got the LA tattoo.
It's a couple people. Yeah, he's
full on LA. He's got the LAX, the ORD to LAX joint going on
the back of his arm. Yeah, he's LA.
It's beautiful out there, man. Shout out LA.
Speaking of the west side of the country, Bears are in Zona. The big toaster. The big toaster oven, Glendale, Arizona. I didn't even know it was called State Farm Field till the
I didn't know that either.
Yeah, so when they said that, I was like, oh, word. That's
shout out State Farm. It was just the University of Phoenix Stadium when I was out there. I went to the second game ever played there. I'm sure you had been out there when you was out there, but that was a few years later. I went to the second game ever played out there. So if you know anything about it, it's way out in Glendale, which at the time was kind of like the middle of nowhere where the stadium was. And the stadium was just in the middle of the desert. And there was nothing else out there. Like you'd park, you'd get on a school bus to take you to the stadium.
Some real classic new stadium
just
shit.
Nothing there. I heard now it's like, they showed everything. It's like a whole bunch of stuff going on.
Yeah, they do have a lot of stuff going on now.
It's a cool stadium. It's real modern. After going to games at Soldier Field my whole life, going to see that, it's real modern, real high-tech.
It's a good place to watch a game.
It's cool, man. Yeah. It's decent.
We got it done.
Yeah.
16-14.
Something like that.
It started off rocky. It was one of those things for me. I was coming back from Cali, so I was on the flight. first off, I meant to book JetBlue so I could watch on the way home, but it was too expensive. So I was like, let me just record it.
Where'd
I'll
you
get
fly?
home. I flew Alaska.
Oh man.
By the way, a lot of their planes are now Virgin, I guess. They merged with Virgin. Alaska's smooth, bro.
I only fly Southwest.
Nah, Southwest is solid.
Only fly Southwest.
But I don't like to go to Midway like that, so I'm off that.
I'm cool with Midway. I hate going to O'Hare.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate O'Are. It's too
All
much
right.
Going on.
Fair
Keep
enough.
going. Yeah.
Fair enough. But Alaska's dope. If you need a ride, check that shit out.
Okay, I'll check out this Alaska.
You got me losing my train of thought. Oh, so I was recording.
So you could watch the game. Yeah.
So I recorded the game when I flew back. So I just rushed to the crib. I didn't look at my phone or nothing. So I turned it on, and that's when I saw Garoppolo blew his knee out.
Yeah.
So I was catching up a little bit.
That's tough.
I sat down. I watched the game, and they marched straight down. The Cardinals touchdown.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And I'm like, whatever, but it's good. Like, I'm not really tripping, right? And I'm not going to give a play-by-play of the game, but let's kick it off with your thoughts because I can already feel you got some thoughts on how the game went, and just give me the overall feeling on
overall,
the game ended.
You know, obviously how the game ended, you're happy anytime you can get a W, right? It moves us to 2-1, which at the end of the day, a win is a win, and I'll take it any way I can get it. But just a few things. Obviously, first couple drives for the Bears defense weren't great. Sam Bradford came down the field, scored, whatever. You don't expect that to continue, and obviously throughout the game, it didn't continue. He came back to earth and was the Sam Bradford that we all know and love. Outside of that, man, all my problems with the game were Trubisky. It just comes down to that, man. Mitch Trubisky, to me, isn't getting better. Didn't look good. Couldn't make the plays that were needed when they were needed once again. Missed open throws once again, right? Everybody talks about, the Robinson ball, that was such a good ball. No, that was a hell of a route. Rewatch that play. Allen Robinson ran a great route, and Trubisky just hit him. Was just failing to make the plays, man. Like, at this point, they keep talking about, we're getting better. This is a long road. It's going to take time. Every week we got to get better. And I was listening to Forte after the game, and he had an interesting comment. He said, in order to get better, you got to get better. And from what I'm seeing right now, he's not getting better. If you look at Mitch Trubisky from week 1 to week 2 to week 3, what has he gotten better at, right? What flashes are you seeing? We talked about it last week. We still haven't seen those flash plays that make you see his talent, everything like that, right? Again, man, he's just not getting better. And in my eyes, that's a problem, right? It's still the short passes. It's still missing on the long balls. It's still overthrowing receivers. It's still almost throwing a crucial interception, another one that would have been pick 6. That's 2 straight weeks, right, of interceptions that he could have thrown that would have been taken back to the house. That one the other day against Trey Boston was a drop, right? He should have taken that and should have taken it to the crib. I don't know there was 4 dudes there.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
So it's just, he's not getting better, man. And to me, it's kind of like, when are we going to see the flashes of him getting better? Forget the excuses. Forget all this slow process stuff. I get it. I'm fine with that if I can see some glimpses of something. I'm not seeing anything that's telling me this dude is going to continue to get better because he has not gotten better. He's the same quarterback in week 3 that he was in week 1. If we didn't get 4 straight turnovers on defense, we would not have won this ball game against a horrendous team with Sam Bradford at quarterback. It's inexcusable.
Close the game with 4 straight turnovers to close
4
the game.
straight turnovers
On defense.
Sam Bradford literally had to gift wrap the game to us with 2 picks and a fumble, and then Rosen came in and threw a pick. They didn't even care about winning the game. They just threw Rosen in there, whatever.
I've never seen a more ill-advised decision from a head coach in the National Football League in my entire life.
Yeah, that was
inexcusable.
So, quick side note on that. That was the craziest circumstance I ever seen. A rookie quarterback enter a game.
Inexcusable.
Yeah.
And you even saw Rosen threw it. He kind of like shrugged, like, I mean, whatever, bro.
What the fuck
I'm trying to make some shit happen, right? Like, whatever, right? I want to touch on a few of the things you said. Defense gave up those first 7 points. Legit gave up the first drive on an easy touchdown. They just looked like they were just in disarray.
Yeah. And
completely shut shit down after that. The other 7 points came off a turnover where they had a short-ass field and they gave up a ball to David Johnson.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the defense was who we know they are right now.
Yeah.
The thing that jumped out, I agree with you wholeheartedly on the Trubisky thing. Everything comes back to that. The thing that jumped out to me the most was the free pressure that was coming. He wasn't checking protections, and if he wasn't checking protections, he wasn't getting the ball in his hands to a hot read. He wasn't doing any of that. It was just complete awareness. Like he just didn't know what was going on. Like, oh shit, there's a guy unblocked coming at me. What do I do now? Like when he gave up that the sack, I think it was like third down. We were in field goal range.
Yeah.
He gave up like 12 yards. Just flat out didn't know where people were coming from.
Yeah. Still running backwards.
Running backwards, had no idea what was going on, right? There's a big talk. First off, that Matt Forte comment of you have to get better to get better is genius.
It's gold. I've been sitting on that for like 2 days. Yeah, it's facts. Gold. It's fact. It makes so much sense in this situation. They keep because every game Trubisky's saying we're just getting better. Just getting better, trying to get better. Well, but you're not getting better. So what are you getting better from?
So what is happening?
It's a flat line.
Because to be honest, that's the worst game of the year.
For sure.
I mean, he was missing open throws.
Yes.
I watched the whole game twice. He had 2 good plays. The pass to Trey Burton in the first half, where he put it over the linebacker and kind of dropped it in and put it on him on the sideline. Very nice ball. And then the Allen Robinson play where you credit the route.
Watch it again.
It's a good route, but he still put it on his ass.
It was a great route.
He still put it on him.
It was a great route.
Did he put it on him, though?
He put it on him, but that's what he's supposed to do. Again, man, when I'm talking about these highlight reel throws, it's a wow, what is that? Not a that's what you're supposed to do after your $70 million wide receiver runs a great route.
39-yard pass,
I hear you.
Longest play of the season.
Congratulations on completing.
I picked out 2 good plays in the whole game.
They were.
Those are the only 2.
That's it.
That's it. He looked horrendous. Like we've talked about in the last couple weeks, long balls missed to Taylor Gabriel. Not even close. The fade to Allen Robinson, where we run that bunch. Nagy ran the bunch 4 in the corner.
On the left side of the field?
On the right side of the field.
Was on the right side?
Allen Robinson on the left, and he threw a fade to Allen Robinson on the left.
Yeah.
And basically threw it out of bounds.
On the left.
Didn't even give him a chance.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he threw that other ball to Allen Robinson way behind him.
Yep.
He tried to throw, he like threw his hand back to try to get a little touch on it.
Another one.
What's up?
No, I'm saying another one.
Yes.
Another one.
So, I mean, yeah, I feel you. So, and this is another thing I want to touch on. He wasn't, like I mentioned, he wasn't checking any protection. He wasn't seeing blitzes to get rid of the ball quick. What is this? I heard people talking to Nagy about he's being overloaded maybe. Maybe he has he's getting too much information and he's having a hard time processing it. Maybe they need to reel back. What are we talking about? Because all they're doing is throwing screens and 5-yard curls and slants.
I got.
Where is this like overloading of his? Where's this insanely intricate playbook that he can't process?
So here, I got a great stat for that. I'm really happy you brought that up. Mitch Trubisky has 72 pass completions this year, right? 24 of them are at or behind the line of scrimmage. So a third of his completions that he has are at or behind the line of scrimmage. To your point, what really can you scale back?
This is what I'm saying.
A third of his completions are run plays, essentially.
I was listening to
crazy
670, and
I can't listen to them anymore.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to them since they fired Jason Goff. I can't even.
If you're a downtown kid like me, bro, ESPN 1000 doesn't work downtown. It's wild, staticky. So when that's not coming through, I got to throw on 670. It's just what I got to do, man. I'm sorry. I understand.
I can't listen to the score.
That's what the fuck it is. You know what I'm saying?
But 24 of 72 passes at or behind the line of scrimmage.
But that's what I'm saying. They were talking about they asked Nagy, and I'm going to play a clip of Nagy talking here in a second. How do you feel about, maybe is Trubisky getting overloaded? Is it too much of the playbook? Is he getting too much information? He's like, that's something we're going to have to evaluate and maybe pull back some things. That's always something. And I'm thinking in my head, am I missing where we're running option routes on the outside where it's a double move or not? And Allen Robinson's making a decision to either run a post or a streak, and he's getting confused there. We're running 3-yard slants, screens, and 5-yard curls.
Or where he's being asked to make all these pre-snap reads and things like that. It's not happening.
It's not happening.
It's not happening at all.
What are we talking about with that? I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like a confused offense, right? You know what a quarterback looks like when he has absolutely no idea what the play is and things like that. There's confusion at the line. There's false starts. There's all types of delays of games and things like that. That isn't happening. I think he knows the plays. He can't execute them. He can't make the throws.
Plain and simple.
That's a bigger issue. He can't make the throws. You'd rather have the quarterback that can make the throws but is kind of an idiot and you might have to just help him through and teach him the playbook than a guy who can't make the throws. Right now I see a guy who cannot make the throws.
I feel you. I think he can make the throws if he knew where to throw it. You know what I'm saying?
He does know where to throw him. He underthrows them and overthrows them.
Yeah, I'm trying to play.
He knew to throw to Allen Robinson last week on that fly that should have been a touchdown. He knew to throw to Taylor Gabriel, but he's underthrowing him.
Taylor Gabriel was a touchdown on Sunday, and he overthrew him.
He's not making the throws. He cannot make the throws.
Aaron, pull me up here. This is Matt Nagy on the 2 turnovers from Trubisky, the fumble.
If I hear him say it one more time, it's going to take time. I'm going to leave the studio.
Just listen. He tried to in the pocket, and the other one was that throw to the left that was tipped.
Yeah, so we were in no huddle on the tipped one, and the kid just made a good play off the edge, and we got it. You know, the kid made a good play. He jumped up in the air, tipped it, and then the other kid made a great play diving and making the catch. And then ball security in the pocket, 2 hands. And, again, I thought what I saw on the big screen afterwards was that he did have 2 hands on the ball. And so that's just an unlucky draw. But here's what I'll tell you about Mitch. Again, we have 2 weeks in a row now where there's been some turnovers and where he has not flinched at all on the sideline. And that's the best part of this process right now. And a lot of people won't be able to see that because they don't feel it. They just see the numbers in the book after the game. But we're getting better right now. He's getting better. And I'm proud of him and that offense for sticking together when times were tough to do what we had to do to get the win.
That's a coach who knows his quarterback is going to listen to the press conference.
Those are your thoughts?
Yep. What I love about Mitch, he just does it so. It's just so great that he's not upset on the sidelines after he fucks up. What is this Pee-wee Little Giants bullshit? Come on, man.
That is what he said.
Hold him accountable.
You did say you like Trubisky's attitude, and that's kind of what he was keying on. You mentioned last week.
I think he's a positive guy.
He's a positive guy, can-do guy. I think that's what Nagy was kind of mentioning there.
If Trubisky fails, it's not going to be because he's dumb. It's not going to be because he doesn't have a good attitude. It's going to be because he can't do it. But, again, he can't do it right now. I'm sorry, man. Like, these throws should be made.
Let's talk about the fumble, because there was a lane to step up in the pocket and kind of pivot, and he almost got there, but he got banged on like the forearm or like the bicep elbow area and just dropped it.
Yeah.
You got to be wild secure in there. You have to be. I understand stuff like that's going to happen. So I don't mind a fumble like that more than that almost pick in the second half that he almost threw.
Absolutely
unforgivable. You cannot do that type of shit.
Just like the one he almost threw last week in the corner. And those are the ones that get returned because he throws them to the corner, right? And those guys, when they have that sideline right there, they're gone.
And the pick that was actually picked off it was like one of those Nagy slip screens or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's still to me, Chandler Jones, who's a monster, was in his face, who tipped it, and then I think Cooper made the pick.
Yeah.
It was still untouched, he was shocked they were in his face. He's like, why are these guys in my face unblocked type of thing. So, I mean.
And he has 3 fumbles on the year, which is a problem.
Horrendous first half. The second half was a touch better.
For who?
For Trubisky. The first half was unbelievably bad.
I guess, man. I guess.
He had his 2 turnovers in the first half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the first half was horrendous. He had that one throw to Trey Burton, but that was it.
That was it.
That was it. You're fed up on the low.
I'm done.
You're
I'm not done. By done, you know, like
don't use that word. Don't use
Let's
that word. Back that up.
I haven't, dude. I've just been watching sports. You've been watching sports long enough to know when you see a young, talented guy who you're just waiting for him to put it together. I just don't see that with him right now. He cannot make these throws that matter. Can I bring up another thing real quick that I was thinking about? And this is what really had me hot, right? So when you think about the whole Trubisky thing, and this is going to tie back into Ryan Pace, I watched Trubisky highlights this weekend from North Carolina. Like, they were okay. Like, they were good. I saw some things that looked decent, right? But as I think about it, what did they see in Trubisky that made them love him so much, right, that they had to trade up one spot to get him, and that you had to have him over the other 2 first-round quarterbacks? That's what I want to know. Was the film that you watched or the evaluations that you did on him so much better than they were for Watson or Mahomes that you allowed the 49ers to bluff you into thinking that they were going to take him at 2, and you couldn't fathom the thought of having Watson or Mahomes at 3? Think about how much higher you would have had to rank him ahead of Mahomes and Watson to pull that move off. That you could not, you knew you were going to get a quarterback, but it could not under any circumstances be Watson or Mahomes. It had to be Trubisky. So much, it's not like they moved from 10 to 2. They moved from 3 to 2. For one spot back, you got bluffed by a team.
Shout out John Lynch.
Shout out John Lynch for that one. But think about that for a minute. Like, that's what I've been really stewing on. It's just like, say what you want to about Watson this year. He's not been that good. But we saw pre-injury, he was able to get it done, right? Mahomes is without question. We don't need to talk about that. Everybody's watching it. He's unreal. But you had to really like Trubisky. You had to have seen something in Trubisky that was so no doubt that you could not end up with Watson or Mahomes at 3. It could not happen. You couldn't run the risk of the Niners taking him at 2.
I mean, we're on wax. Go back and listen to it of us drafting Trubisky and what we did. And I've never been on the bandwagon. I'm on the bandwagon now because I'm forced to be on it because what other choice do we have? But yeah, it's a good point. I have no idea.
That's a pace issue. Because again, it's not that you didn't evaluate Watson and Mahomes. What did you see with Trubisky? It could not have been the film. Because if you were looking at the film, you would have taken Deshaun Watson. Everything you looked at, Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback coming out that year, right? As far as the film goes. The measurables, I don't know how you could have gotten Pat Mahomes in the room with the way that he throws that ball and not been like, oh my God, this is the guy that we need, right? He throws the hardest ball in the league. They measured it. So,
whoa, is that fact?
Yeah, yes.
Aaron Rodgers included?
Mahomes throws the hardest ball in the league.
That ball he threw on the run was so out of control,
his
dog.
Arm strength is stupid.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it couldn't have been in the workout when you had Mahomes in there and you saw him throw it. It couldn't have been the film. What aspect of I want them to come out and tell me that right now.
That's not going to happen.
I know, but I just want to know.
I feel you.
What could you have seen? Because it could have been a workout warrior guy, but again, Mahomes would have been that.
Yeah, it's interesting. But we can't go back on that now.
No, we can't. I wish we could.
The boy wears a Bears jersey. He's in town, and he will be in town for some time. I need an Eddie Jackson jersey, I think.
Yeah.
That's my next pickup. Eddie Jackson is just a ball player. Simple as that.
Yeah, he's got a nose for the ball.
Roll Tide.
Those Bama safeties.
He's flat out a ball player. I love his attitude. He's country kid. If you follow him on social media, he listens to all like the down south rap. He's with all his like old homies.
Yeah.
I rock with Eddie Jackson heavy. Let's close this Bears segment on a little high note with the defense because we did get the W. It is Victory Tuesday.
The defense is unbelievable.
The defense is unfucking believable.
Unbelievable. 4 straight turnovers when you needed them.
4 straight turnovers when you needed them. And Khalil Mack, the first time he hits, anytime he touches the quarterback, the ball seems to fall on the ground.
Yeah.
Like no matter what happens, if he hits the quarterback, the ball's bouncing on the turf.
Did you see when they keep showing those side-by-side graphics of like Khalil Mack versus the entire Raiders defense this year?
No.
Oh my gosh. It was like Khalil Mack has, I think, 3 forced fumbles this year. The Raiders defense has 0. Khalil Mack has a defensive touchdown. The Raiders defense has none. Bears win 2 games. The Raiders are 0-3. We should clown just real quick. Just quick clowning John Gruden real quick. Every single week we should clown him.
He's a goof.
He's a clown.
You heard about this riff in the where he has different teams in the organization
of course.
for scouting and shit
you
like
knew
that?
that was gonna happen.
You can't say
Didn't
shit
we
to the
talk about
$100 million man.
these ego coaches? You can't bring in these larger than life personalities. He's not trying to listen to
give him
anybody
100 M's.
and give him 10 years and 100 million.
He's not listening to.
He's not listening to anybody
about anything.
He showed Mark Davis last week. He's not listening to that with a bad haircut.
Yeah, he's definitely not listening to Mark Davis.
He's got that franchise hostage. They should have paid Khalil Mack and move on.
Speaking of Khalil Mack, we're about to get to his crib. Just bought a crib in Glencoe.
Shout out Glencoe.
He
might be the only brother in Glencoe.
I might low key clowning for this, but we're gonna see.
He might be the only brother in Glencoe.
You touched on Sam Bradford always having a job.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Bears might have put him out of his misery for his rest of his career.
No, he'll be signed next year.
He'll be signed, but I don't think he'll start it.
That's fine.
I don't think Sam Bradford will ever start another game in the NFL.
That's fine. Hey,
I mean, it's just a footnote to what we were talking about.
Shout
last
out
week.
Sam Bradford. Let me look this up real quick. But shout out Sam Bradford. How much money do you think Sam Bradford has made in his entire NFL career?
$190 million.
That's high.
No, bro, his rookie deal was.
Well, he had that. He was one of the last dudes to get that
his
rookie deal.
Deal was like crazy.
Let's see if we can find some Sam Bradford.
I bet you it was like 160, 170. But yeah, man, the Bears might have put my man out of his misery and closed it out.
Now it's the Josh Rosen era. Career earnings of $129 million.
129.
Yeah, shout out Sam Bradford. That's not a bad life.
No, it's not.
That's not a bad life at all.
Dude, I'm chatting with some folks live right now.
Oh yeah, who we got?
Shout out Thomas, A. Christ, J Money, Medard's always.
J Medard, hey, Medard.
Shout out to Medard.
I was talking to Medard the other day. He was like, "Man, y'all couldn't see me on the live." Medard, what you think about Mitchell Trubisky, man?
All right, Aaron, pull me up. This is Khalil Mack's crib. This is the exclusive, G. Yeah, I don't know if anybody got this right now.
So my girl hit me today. Shout out my girl. She works for Jameson Sotheby's as a realtor.
Yeah.
And she's like, yo, Khalil Mack's new house that he just closed on. And she sent me this crib. $3.7 million in Glencoe. He's got the 6-bedroom, 3-bath joint.
This is nice,
This
bro.
crib is decent, man.
Let's go through some of these flicks.
Yeah, look at. If anybody knows anything about Glencoe,
super
the
back
wealthy.
is crazy.
Backyard is crazy. Yeah, Glencoe is super wealthy right up there off Sheridan Road. Long Brad to live over there. It's a brand new house, new construction.
Brand new construction.
So first person ever.
He's not married or anything.
I don't think so. That might just be Khalil Mack's joint.
Mack in there just chilling.
Just in there chilling.
Yeah, this is tough.
Go to this wine cellar.
Hold on, let me see. What wine cellar?
He's got a crazy wine cellar in there.
He's about to first off, he's gonna move some of this shit.
Yeah,
there's no way.
It's all staged.
Khalil Mack can't rock with this.
No, it's all staged. That chandelier is super whack.
The chandelier is super whack.
Kitchen is tough.
Kitchen is tough.
That white island is super tough.
Yeah, Khalil Mack gonna be. This is that. He gonna be eating some post
look
game.
At the window. Look at the window.
The back
window in the kitchen area.
The back of the whole crib is crazy. Let's fire through some of these. This is where you're gonna watch highlights, Aaron Rodgers and shit. This is a nice ass crib, bro.
That's what $90 million will do for you.
90 mil guaranteed.
He's got the study on deck.
McCaskey just sent the check over to the realty. Just take it off the check. This is the study.
No fine. This is the study.
This is the study.
Yeah, that's where he's gonna chill. The master.
The master.
Oh, the master. Look
at
the bathroom.
Crazy.
Oh wow.
Man, this is No Catch Up Chicago. Gives you
we got the
exclusive look into Khalil Mack's
We
crib,
know
man.
people.
Let's get it. That's dope. Hold on. Where's this wine cellar? This is
that's the
basement.
back of the wine. That's the basement where they'll go in the wine cellar.
Yeah, the basement wines. This is tough. A lot of gray in this bitch.
Yeah, he's got that whatever
this
that
shit
stone is.
Super gray. Hooper.
He's got the court.
The little half.
The little half court.
That's
up
the little
in there.
half of a half.
Yeah. He's bringing Shorty back to the crib, get his loving basketball.
Yeah, get
on.
the loving basketball, play a little knockout.
That's the wine cellar. Look at this wine cellar.
Yeah, the wine cellar's tough.
The wine cellar is serious.
This is super tough. Oh, the little theater.
Little theater joint. He likes
dope.
The gray. Yeah.
This is all gray, bro. Ooh.
Look at the little backyard.
This is tough.
Area.
Little backyard area.
Little cobblestone.
Yeah, man.
Oh man, look at that backyard. At night, they got the little nighttime views.
They have the little nighttime.
Go back to the nighttime views. Hold on. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Decent. The backyard is serious. No neighbors.
3.75.
Cash.
cash only.
No negotiation.
You weren't feeling
necessary.
that Nagy press conference, huh? You weren't feeling that?
No, I wasn't feeling that at all. I don't feel any of his press conferences.
He keeps it 100, though.
No, he doesn't.
You don't think so?
Nah.
I mean, he has to protect his quarterback.
Yeah, but, at the same time, man, he has to hold Mitch accountable for the mistakes. That's part of the growing process, too. That's part of the growing process, too. So, yeah, he's doing some things that I really like, but at the end of the day, he can't throw some of those balls that he's going to throw. Eventually, those are going to get picked off and returned for 6. I mean, a pick 6 ends that game. Again, I'm all for the time, man. I understand you don't go from, first-round draft pick to superstar quarterback in a matter of 2 years. I get it. We're just not seeing that progress from week to week.
I hear you.
Is there any week?
And I agree.
Can you say that Mitchell Trubisky is any better from week 3 than he is from week 1?
Absolutely not.
At any area of the game?
None.
Maybe he's not getting worse, but he's definitely not getting better.
This was the worst game I've seen of his.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's definitely not getting better. And I wouldn't say he's getting worse, but it's close.
5.6 yards per pass attempt.
It's got to be one of the worst in the league.
What do you think Sam Darnold's at?
I'm not sure. Probably 9.
7.9.
Yeah. Andrew Luck is right next to Trubisky, by the way.
Andrew Luck is trash.
Andrew Luck's shoulder is shot.
We've been talked. Remember they brought in another. Did you see they brought in a backup quarterback
to
throw the Hail
Brissett.
Mary? Yeah. Shout out Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, shout out Jacoby.
When in doubt, put the brother out. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out Jacoby.
Shout out Jacoby Brissett getting the check.
Yes, sir.
But that was crazy.
Yeah.
If his shoulder's not right yet, it's not right.
I've never seen anything like that my whole life.
Yeah. Except for Josh Rosen going in at the end of the game.
I've never seen anything like that either. But
crazy quarterback decisions this week.
Trubisky's more sus than Kawhi's laugh.
Yo, Kawhi's laugh.
That Kawhi shit was outrageous.
That's great.
I laughed at that for the whole day.
That's
yesterday.
great.
All right. We're
perfect segue.
Yo, before we get to that segue, we're at home Sunday against Tampa.
Yeah.
-3 currently.
Yeah.
Would you rather see Jameis or Fitzpatrick?
Jameis.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. Why?
Well, I don't think Jameis is that good. I mean, he turns the ball over a lot, but at the same time, so does Fitzpatrick. I'd probably rather just see Jameis because he's cold. He hasn't even been allowed in the facility in 3 weeks. So, you know what I mean? Not even from a talent perspective, just the fact that he hasn't been watching football. He hasn't been practicing with the team. I'm sure he's been watching, but he hasn't been around the team at all. So,
what's your comfort level at the Bears -3?
I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
Not touching it.
Not after that Trubisky.
That's just like I wasn't touching 5.5 or 6, whatever it closed at the other day. I didn't touch that. I touched Buffalo.
Would you have touched it if I told you they'd only score 14 points?
If the Bears won't,
if Arizona would score 14 points?
No, because that's how unconfident I'd be. Like, we probably have 17.
Yeah.
That was too high of a line for the Bears.
Yeah, I'd like to go back and look when last time we were favored by 6 points on the road.
Yeah, and Arizona always plays okay. I've ridden Arizona for years on gambling.
Yeah.
They always get good lines. They're one of those teams that get sneaky good lines all the time.
First place Bears.
Yeah.
What I tell you, bro? I told you we could start the season 4-1, and we getting ready to do that.
Yeah, man. Despite Mitchell Trubisky's best efforts from trying to get us to 0-3,
we should legit be 3-0.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, we should be 3-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No doubt. Miami, that shit's sus.
Yeah, Tannehill's playing nice.
I go to that game after the bye.
You're going?
I'm in Miami for the game.
This guy's crazy, man.
I'm excited. I'm gonna do a little footage on that.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. All right, let's switch over to the Bulls. Basketball's almost back. I think 23 days.
Yeah.
Till the season
preseason starts next week. Next weekend.
Dope. I'm excited about hoops, of course. The boy Lauri Markkanen has put on 17 pounds of muscle.
Yeah, up to 240, right?
240, he says. Body's feeling good. He said they've been playing ball in Chicago. He's coming off all that Eurobasket.
Yeah.
He said his body's feeling good. He's feeling good. They're playing here. Nothing to worry about. He's excited. Aaron, pull me up really quick. I'm going to play a quick. So you remember the other day when Jimmy Butler requested the trade from Minnesota, he posted the TBT picture. Listen to what he said about that.
just a throwback picture. No special meaning.
Did you know that the Timberwolves logo was behind it?
Yeah, I mean, it was just I thought the Bulls fans would love it, and it was just harmless fun, just nothing, no shots.
No shots, he said.
Budgeting for your family? Just think what...
Yeah, that's funny.
I thought that was pretty good.
It was clever, man. It was funny.
He just seems like a cat that, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just doesn't care.
Shout out Bahamas Bank.
And shout out the autoplay.
Yeah, you were just talking about that last week.
Man, the autoplay is crazy. He just seems like he just can play that card where he's just like, oh, I'm foreign, I'm a little out of it.
Yeah.
It's just a picture, bro.
It's like Joel Embiid has been playing that card
for
like
exactly.
years. Like, I don't know.
So I'm excited about that.
I like him putting on weight, man. That shows a dedication. I mean, 17 pounds. That's a lot of weight to put off in the offseason.
Dude,
that's a lot. From 223 to 240 is a major difference.
Absolutely.
A major difference, and obviously if he can still move well, that's going to help him defensively. It's going to help him rebounding. It's going to help him obviously with just overall conditioning.
Yeah.
Not hitting that wall. I love it. I'm excited about that. You know who wasn't in the gym with them? Jabari
Parker looks like Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker's got that doughy body.
Yo, he has always had the doughy body though. And I would be a little alarmed if he hasn't always looked like this. When he was bodying motherfuckers at Duke, he looked like this.
Yeah.
When he went for 35 plus in Milwaukee last year, I think it was in Denver. That's how he looks.
That's
bro.
how Melo was for most of his career until he got to New York at the end and got him that yoga with Lala.
Yeah, I'd be alarmed if he showed up like this and he didn't look like this. This is just how he looks, bro.
I guess this isn't. I'm not making a big deal out of this at all. It's just like
part of it's like you should be in better shape.
It's just like for most people, like getting in shape can be an issue because other things happen. You got work, you got it costs money to eat right. It doesn't taste good when you try to eat right. Right? You know what I mean? Like if you want to, you might have to eat some shit if you want to get in like crazy shape, right? That you might not want to eat. And you might want to do some things and go to the gym that you don't feel like doing. That's not the case for Jabari. Jabari can get the chef on deck that can cook the healthy meals for him and have that ready for the week, right? The trainer can come see him. Work for him is working out. He has the whole entire offseason. It's just to me like I feel like
it's an afterthought.
Yeah, it's just one of those things like why not get in, it wouldn't hurt him to get in shape. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt you. Would it make you a worse basketball player if he came back chiseled?
In tip-top shape.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Like they talked about Oladipo, like he said one of the biggest things for him between that last year in Oklahoma City and then going over to Indiana was he just went crazy with his body and his routine. Like hired the dietitian, went on the crazy exercise and all that, and he felt it in his game. Like I'm just saying, if I'm Jabari,
showed in his game.
Yeah, Jabari's 23. Like it's cool. Like in high school when you're younger and all that, you can get through life like that, right? But when these dudes make that real commitment to their body, that's when you start seeing the changes. LeBron leaned the fuck up, but got bigger somehow. It didn't make sense.
He's been lean and he's been in shape.
Yeah, he's just in crazy shape. But look, it gives you that longevity. You don't get hurt. For a dude coming off injuries, and I guess this did get more serious than I wanted it to, but for a dude coming off injuries, it's not the worst idea. Why not chisel
lower
up?
Body injuries.
Lower body fat, man. Just lay it. Exactly, man. Like,
lower body injuries. Get lighter. Get
lean.
Leaner.
Get lighter. You'll still be a beast. You can still do what you got to do, but, it might help you for a full 82 to not carry around all that weight. I think you can still kick it.
I think it's a valid point.
Yeah.
The same thing went for Melo.
Yeah.
He could have came in chiseled. Jabari could probably lose a few.
Yeah.
Be in tip top shape, and
I feel like in 2018 there's no excuse.
Yeah,
he could have the chef on deck cooking him fire shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thought this was another interesting little clip from Bobby Portis talking about being the sixth man. He likes coming off the bench. This is Bobby Portis at Media Day.
Made my summer easier. I knew I wasn't trying to fight for a starting spot. I knew I wasn't trying to, fight for minutes. Just going out there and working on my game the most as I can and working on that role. I know y'all seen it a lot. I like six-man role. I like the role. I get to come off the bench and, score a lot. And, I mean, who doesn't like to score the ball? Yeah, that's a fun gig, I guess. Coach has to trust in me to shoot the shots I want to shoot, and you know, like I said, it's a fun gig.
Hey.
We started him, I think it was after All-Star break, and we were experimenting with some different lineups, and it was after, I think, the third game where he started, and he came and said, "Coach, can you bring me off the bench again?" So, you know, you don't hear that very often at this level. So, you know, it's great to have a guy that appreciates that role, and there's been some great ones over the years that you look at what they've accomplished in their careers as six men, and you know, Bobby has bought into that in a big way.
He's gonna come out firing.
Bobby is
contract year. Bobby Portis, yeah, he's gonna come out firing, especially if he's no wonder he wants to be on that second unit. Yeah, he doesn't want to share the ball with anybody. He's trying to get paid.
Who's on that second unit? You think
him? Sure, it could be your man's.
Chris, it's definitely. Then ain't nobody else touching the rock.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I don't even know who is that second unit. It's gonna be him, Denzel.
Yeah, him, Denzel.
Campaign. Your man's terrible.
I bet you Dunn gets a little time on that second team with those guys too.
But Dunn's gonna start.
Yeah, he will, but I think he'll still get some.
I think they still they love Campaign, dude. Like they want.
Who does?
The Bulls.
Who loves Campaign?
They want to give Campaign every chance they can.
They can't.
They picked up his option.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know how.
They like him. They think he's good. They like him. So let me ask you this, man. This is another thing. Again, man, I'm hot today. So I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about this like worst case scenario for the Bulls, right?
Yeah.
So let's say the Bulls. And this could happen. The Bulls are good enough, and we snag like the 8th seed.
Very possible.
Very possible, right? Which means now, you know, for the next few years, we're expected to get better and build off of that. The whole rebuild, right? The whole tank, you netted Lauri Markkanen, Wendell Carter Jr., and $80 million worth of Zach LaVine. How do you feel about that?
The whole tank window.
That's what you got. That was your haul. If Philly looks at their tank haul, they can say, "Oh, we got Fultz, we got Simmons, we got Embiid." You know,
how you lead that off with Fultz, by the way?
Huh?
How you lead that?
I don't mean to lead off with Fultz. He was just fresh in my head. I think Fultz. Hey, Fultz might bounce back.
Yeah, all right.
They say he's shooting.
Stay tuned.
He's scary. Yeah. So, how would you feel if that's how the rebuild ends? You know how I feel about
the tank because we fucked it up last year. We fucked it. It was a completely botched job of the tank last year.
Yeah.
Nikola Mirotic came in, and I don't know what we were doing, and I don't want to hear anything from you because you wanted to win, so I don't want to hear that shit. It could be worse. We'll see because Lauri's a stud. Wendell
is Lauri number one on a contender.
Look. I hate when people say that because there's like 3 guys. There's like 2 people in the whole league that you could say that about. Is he a number one on a contender? Everyone needs help. Name the ones that could. Is he a number one on the contender? Name them.
Harden, Westbrook, Durant. By number one on a contender, I mean like you could say that Dame Lillard is a number one on a contender.
No,
they were the 4th seed in the West last year. That's what I mean. Do you have a number one guy? Is he a true number one guy? Take away the on the contender. Is he a number one? Are you comfortable with Lauri Markkanen being a number one?
He fuck around and come out and score 25 and 10, then yeah. If he goes for 25 and 11 and a half, yeah.
25 and 11 and a half?
He couldn't do that?
I'm just asking, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Okay. So then Wendell Carter, good player, right, from what we saw in the preseason, summer league and all that.
We don't know.
So are you content with that? That's what I'm asking. I just want to know, are you content? Because that's what it's looking like right now. We're not going to be one of the 8 worst teams in the league.
How about this? You know where I stand on the Zach LaVine deal. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Wendell Carter might be solid, might be good, seems to be good, but we also should have been picking higher in the draft. So, one I like, Lauri. One I don't like, and one I'm iffy about because Wendell might be a stud. But we should have been picking higher in the draft and maybe Mo Bamba or somebody like that.
Bamba.
You know what I mean? So
I should cue that up real quick.
That's still open. How do you feel about media day in general?
I think it's goofy. It's fun. I think the players enjoy it. It's for the fans like watching the clips and the reactions off of it. I think it's good when there's some drama like the Minnesota stuff. It's real good for that.
They excused Jimmy Butler.
Of course they did. He excused himself. It wasn't no them. He let them know a long time ago.
I will not be there.
I will not be in attendance. I'm good. Me and Dwayne are in Rome.
Thanks,
or some shit like that.
Thanks,
but no thanks. Hey, Jimmy Butler hasn't been in Minnesota since the day they got eliminated from the playoffs. I can tell you that right now.
Facts. I saw him in Chicago a couple times.
Yeah, he probably still has his house.
Speaking of that, you know who I saw today really quick? Fucking Big Sean drove by me today. I was riding my bike. Yeah.
It's trash.
Little guy.
Yeah, I know. He's like 5'2". He's like
the size of your leg.
Yeah.
Before we shift off these Bulls. Yeah, super duper lemonade ad. Before we shift off of the Bulls.
Wobbity.
Chris Dunn, everyone kind of went around like expectations and what's a successful Bulls season.
Mm-hmm.
But Dunn said, we're going to try to make the playoffs. Is that what we should be trying to do?
I think why else would you sign Jabari?
Yeah.
I think that's it, man. I think that you saw that last year this team was good enough to have that push there for a while. They're just not going to be bad enough to tank again. You're not going to be bad enough to tank again. The players that you brought in are good enough to play right now. The guys that you have are good enough to play right now and win you enough games. So it's either if we get to one of those situations where we finish with 36 wins and don't make the playoffs, it's what was the point of that? So yeah, because I think that's where we are. We're in that 30 to 40 win range.
Yeah, for sure.
We're not under that, so we're not going to be bad enough to get a high pick. You know what I mean? Unless something goes bad.
And not in the East, especially.
Yeah, not in the East, especially.
Aaron, pull me up really quick. Let me show you my favorite moment of media day. This is my guy, bro.
Blakeney?
Check my guy out. He a bucket. He a walking bucket, bro.
If you want to go on the lotto, we should start him for 82 games.
He quieting all the haters right now. I don't want to hear it when I shoot that rock 19 times. Don't be in my mentions.
That's your
that talk.
That's your tank point guard right there.
That's my guy, Antonio Blakeney, man. I hope my boy does well, man.
Yo, let's talk about this Jimmy situation real quick, man. How do you feel about it, man?
I'm always gonna side with the player.
Yep.
And especially in this situation, I 100% am gonna side with Jimmy.
Andrew Wiggins.
I saw a stat with Andrew Wiggins and Cat on the floor without Jimmy Butler. They were the worst. They were giving up on pace 110 a game. It was worse in the league.
Yeah, they don't try.
And then with Jimmy on, the efficiency and the points they were giving up was 10 points less.
Yeah.
So Jimmy basically is Tibbs, I got mad respect for you. I think part of his thing is yo, I don't fuck with Wiggins. I don't fuck with Cat. I want out of here. I think he kind of wants to get away from Tibbs a little bit too.
Probably.
But he respects Tibbs. He rocks with Tibbs. But he, at the end of the day, is not going to go out there and bust his ass every possession. And every time he looks for some help, Cat's nowhere to be found. Wiggins is nowhere to be found. And he doesn't like their work ethic. And he's get me out of here.
And guess what else? Now they make more money than him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You know how the hierarchy goes, man. Hey, Cat's looking at him I'm making $30 million a year.
Yeah,
Wiggins I'm making $26-27 million a year. They paid me. They gave me the max deal. I'm the super max. This is me.
Get back. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't want any part of this.
I need the ball in the post.
Yeah,
and as a matter of fact, stop taking so many shots.
Yeah, stop telling me what to do.
Yeah. Forget about, I'm not playing D and give me the ball some more.
What I've been doing what I've been doing got me a $200 million contract.
Right.
Kick rocks.
Yes.
I think I think it's interesting, man. A few things. I was listening to Jay Hood on the way out here, and he brought up a good point that I didn't really think about. I was kind of hating on it because he was kind of anti-Jimmy, but he was like, yo, if you trade for Jimmy Butler, just understand you're getting a player and not a leader. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then he kind of built on it. He said, think about it. Both times that Jimmy Butler has been thrust into a situation where they told him to be the leader, he wanted no part of it. Didn't want to lead a young rebuilding Bulls team. Didn't want to lead this Timberwolves team.
Interesting.
I had never thought about it that way. And I fuck with Jimmy hard.
I don't
know if I agree with that again, because I don't know if I want to waste the prime of my career doing that, right? You know what I mean? Especially when he has nothing. He doesn't owe anything to Minnesota. He played there for 1 year.
How do we know he wasn't trying to be a leader? They weren't responding, and he's like, I can't rock with these cats.
Deal with it. Well, like I said, then you would say, well, if you're a true leader, you're going to get them to follow you, and you don't really give up after 1 year. The flip side of it is, dude, if I'm a team that's like one piece away for 1 year and I got some assets or some things I want to dump off or I don't care about picks, I'm trading for Jimmy Butler. One team I heard floated was Toronto.
That's
and
flipping
Lowry and some picks.
Yeah, I mean,
could you imagine Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard on the perimeter defensively?
Yeah, it's a wrap.
That's a problem.
Big problem
for everybody.
Big problem.
The best teams in the league, you don't want to see a defensive team like that. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just interesting.
How do you feel about the team selection he threw out there with like the Knicks, the Nets, the Clippers?
I think Jimmy's used to big markets.
But is it just does it show? Because we heard the rumblings when he was here. He's a prima donna. He's Hollywood now. He got a little money. Is him saying I want to go to Brooklyn basically like, let me have my own team in a big-ass market in a big city where I'll be the man and I can kick it, and winning's not necessarily at the top of my priority?
I think Jimmy also wants to go to a team that he knows is going to give him that deal. Remember, the Timberwolves also don't want to give him that big-ass deal at the end of next year. I think that was part of it, too. So I think he knows if he goes to Brooklyn, hey, they're not paying anybody else.
Let me go to Brooklyn, be the man, and get paid. And
let me go to the Clippers, get paid.
Chill in L.A.
L.A., I don't know if I want to go to if I want to go to the Lakers. I don't know about that. They're not going to pay me. They got other people they want to pay. And I'll be second or third fiddle at that point. So, yeah, that might be part of it too. But if you had your choice, I mean, he's played in Chicago for the first 7 years of his career. Going to Minnesota, I mean, yeah, you can't be Hollywood out there. Jimmy has a personality. You know what I mean? He wants to be a known guy. I think he busted his ass for this opportunity, and I think he wants to be recognized for it. He doesn't think that's going to happen in Minnesota. It's just all interesting to me, man.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that he waited till when he did to ask for the trade.
Yeah, he didn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. He just get me out of here.
And then also, like, Tibbs doesn't want to trade him, but the owner said he wants him gone by, like, tomorrow. Tibbs stays into it with management.
The owner said, I want him traded by Tuesday.
And they're like, Tibbs is trying to save him.
All right. Like, okay, owner.
But Tibbs wasn't going for that.
That's so
Tibbs about to get fired again by another management group. I thought that was hilarious
that the owner even came out and said it like that. I want him out by Tuesday. Like, clean your desk out and walk out. Like, nah.
Tibbs isn't going, though.
Nah, that's not how it works.
Tibbs will be fired within a few weeks for this one.
Rotate. Tiger Woods, the 5-year layoff is over.
Yeah.
Won his first tournament this past weekend. Coming off the back surgeries, DUI. I mean, the whole list, bro. I got it written down. Back surgeries, DUI. I don't know how many girlfriends.
Divorce.
Remember when he lost his big front tooth and people were clowning him?
And remember when he lost half his ends? That's the biggest loss that he took in this whole thing.
He lost his tooth.
You haven't seen Elin Nordigan since.
So many girlfriends. He had the DUI with the painkillers.
She's got an island.
What does this win mean for you?
So listen, man, I'm excited. It makes me happy. It's awesome to see him win again. It's great because it's been 5 years. I think it could be the launch into something, and I'm really excited about it. People just need to chill a little bit, though. He's back, man. Like, yeah, we're here. Like, now he's gonna win. You know, the Nicholas record is in play now, and all that. It's just like, okay, I get it, man. Like, I think we were just so desperate to see Tiger win that you know, it kind of just launched this whole new thing of people kind of freaking out about it. But at the same time, look, it's been 5 years. He's had a lot of close ones, and it was great. It was vintage Tiger.
Vintage. Mm-hmm. Not that big of a field. People were gassing him on that. Like, yo, small field. Give him some time. But he's already the favorite for the Masters.
Crazy, yep.
I hate saying he's back because he is back, but I don't know. I just have a problem with saying he's back.
Yeah.
But this is what I like to see after the fact. Like, he's all the way back for me now because I think his mindset's back too. Listen to this little Twitter clip that they just locked it in for the Ryder Cup. They asked Tiger who his Mount Rushmore of golf was.
All-time Mount Rushmore of golf. Okay. My all-time Mount Rushmore of golf. Okay. Well, probably Snead, Jones, Nicklaus, me.
That's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
Me. I'm the best. I don't want to hear anything about. I bring the ratings.
Arnold Palmer gets no love.
Arnold
Palmer gets no love.
Throw Palmer in there.
Throw Palmer in there. I don't fuck with him.
I'll say this: he wouldn't have said that 6 months ago. Maybe if someone asked him that direct question,
I think he would have said
he would have answered that. But the confidence wasn't there. He would have referred back to, I don't know yet. I'm waiting on my body, blah, 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 blah. Some real Tiger shit.
I feel like he still would have put himself there, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, now he's walking out on the course, backwards hat, sleeveless shirts.
Yeah, that was
like all types of shit. Like, he's super confident. He's playing good golf.
For him, he needs to know that he can win a tournament for sure.
That helped.
Because golf is so mental. Because he lost so much.
4 days, 18 holes.
Yeah.
And I beat everybody that
and I won.
Straight like that. That was big for him.
He needs that confidence back. I mean, if you gave up half your money, you wouldn't be too confident for the next few years either. You know what I mean? So
straight like that. Facts.
Straight like that.
All right, let's close it out with blow the whistle. Basically, blow the whistle is, I'm not feeling something. I'm blowing the whistle on this shit. Blow the whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Who is that? Yin Yang Twins?
No, it's too short. Don't ever disrespect.
Did I just tweak?
Y'all just witnessed the most disrespectful, the most blatantly disrespectful moment in the history of to the point where Aaron, we might have to wrap this.
I just tweaked on Too Short?
Yin Yang Twins, Too Short is rolling over in his grave or wherever the hell he is right now. That's Too Short, the legend. You know Too Short has like 26 albums?
Yeah, any tour, he does like 600 shows a year.
Yeah, he's paid, bro. Don't ever, the Yin Yang Twins. Get out of here. What's wrong with you?
All right, blow the whistle. My blow the whistle is Jason Witten. I'm going to look at the camera and talk to you. Jason, this broadcasting shit's not for you, bro. You get tangled over your words. He brought politics into it. He was talking about left wing, right wing.
Yeah.
He was talking about all types of shit last night. Jason Witten, Tessitore is trying to hold you up. It's not for you, my guy. Keep trying, but blow the whistle on Jason Witten, man. I can't deal with it.
Done with him.
Done with him. I'm
sideline him.
We're not done with Trubisky. We're gonna support the boy True 10. Jason Witten. I'm listening to Monday Night Football on mute, G. Period.
Finished.
That's it.
Bring Booger up to the booth.
Bring my a hip hop playlist while I cook dinner and watch that shit on Monday night. That's what it is.
That's funny. My blow the whistle, man, is gonna be Lakers fans.
Relax.
And the disrespect that they're throwing to one LeBron James. Did you hear the question today? Or yesterday, I'm sorry, during media day, she asked LeBron.
The female reporter, yeah.
Yes, she asked LeBron, what are you gonna do, or how do you feel about Lakers fans that want you to prove your loyalty and all that? And LeBron's like, first off, who, me? First off, I signed for 4 years. I don't know what more you want me to do. And second off, he pretty much said, what do I need to prove? So these Laker fans that are painting over the LeBron mural and all that, remember that whole thing? Talking about we're not going to rock with LeBron. We only rock with Kobe. We don't respect LeBron. Blow the whistle on all that shit. You have LeBron James. He's the best player in the NBA. He's probably the second best player to ever play the game. Relax. You're going to be fine. You need to respect him. He doesn't need to do anything to earn anybody's respect for anything. And if you're that obnoxious that because he's not Kobe Bryant and there's not the Mamba mentality, remember Kobe asked to be traded, but we won't talk about that.
Low key.
Gave Kupchak a list of teams.
He was almost in Chicago.
He was almost in Chicago.
We were this close.
If we would have put, I forget who we wouldn't put in the deal. I think it was they wanted Ding and Gordon and Heinrich, and we were like, no.
Yeah,
a great job. The same people are in charge. So
people forget about that. Tell Powell showed up. Yo, really quick, I want to
Until
talk.
they stole Powell.
Let me say a couple quick things on Kobe Bryant. He ran the Lakers organization into the ground
100%.
the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, they were in financial ruins.
They gave him like $28 million.
They were in financial ruins. They gave him that last couple, it was like a 2-year 60.
Yeah.
He completely destroyed the franchise. Knew he was destroying the franchise when he was taking all that money. Knew he couldn't hoop at that level or didn't want to, and knew he couldn't get any titles. He was like, let me get 60 more million and let me get up out of here.
Which is his right. You can't be for the player.
Listen,
you can't be for the player and say that Kobe can't do that.
I'm with you, but he should get a little flack for that because basically. The Lakers have made the playoffs in 4 years?
Yeah.
That's all on Kobe Bryant's back. Kobe Bryant's to blame for that.
Yeah.
So
and their young players haven't developed until last year.
100%.
I mean, he didn't destroy D'Angelo Russell and them, but I mean, those dudes had no chance of developing under Kobe Bryant's tutelage.
Zero. But just wanted to say that real quick because I love Kobe and I'm a huge Kobe fan. But he did ask for a trade and wanted to leave LA. He ran Shaq out, then wanted to trade, and then got Powell.
You know what the crazy thing is? And shout out Kobe's PR people, whoever works for him. Kobe's reinvention as like American hero Kobe, like out of nowhere. Like everybody wants Kobe. He's got the show on ESPN. We want to read his book. He made that crazy money off that body armor deal. Did you see that shit? I
just saw that, yeah.
Like it was like 80, 90 million, something crazy off like that.
He's been on that for a while, though.
Yeah, so I mean, he's out here obviously, but it's almost like people hated Kobe for a long time, right? And he's kind of reinvented himself into being like this old like sage of the NBA, even though Kobe wanted no part of that. Kobe wanted no part of anybody else but Kobe.
But yeah, we could talk about Kobe for a minute.
But Lakers fans, for real, blow the whistle on all this LeBron needs to earn your respect bullshit.
Interesting because they're going to be bad to start, and we're going to see how that plays out. They're going to be bad to start.
You think so?
They're going to start the season like 8-8 for sure, 100%. In the West, are you nuts?
LeBron might let them start the season 8-8.
They're going to start the season like 7-9, and there's going and ESPN every single day. What's wrong with the Lakers?
Yeah.
So get ready for that because that's coming because they're going to start the season slow.
All that is, I feel like that's all calculated from LeBron, though, man. Like I don't want to give him too much credit, but at some point, like he sees all the pieces on the chessboard and he knows. I sound like one of those ESPN people, but he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? I think he might say, hey, maybe we need that adversity in the beginning of the season. That's how we get better. These young dudes really got to see what it's like with a winning spotlight on them. You know what I mean? But they got some good young talent over there. They'll obviously attract another player here. I wouldn't be surprised if they land somebody else during the season. Anthony Davis is always in play. They have the thing that's crazy about them, and LeBron knows this. He's like, yo, they have me, right? We are in LA. And at the end of the day, if I want to get a player, we have the young assets to grab players. I think they have a Memphis pick or some shit.
And they got the cap room.
They have the cap room, but they can trade. I mean, people will take Lonzo Ball. People will take Kuzma. People will take Ingram, who you probably shouldn't trade. But, you know, if you want to pull in a big fish, if LeBron's like, yo, I want Anthony Davis. All right, get New Orleans on the horn. We'll throw you Ball and Kuzma and some picks and send him over. He's not coming back anyways.
Blow the whistle on Jason Witten. Keep grinding, but it's not for you. And Lakers fans, chill. Blow the whistle, man. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Little, for Nick the Quick. Make sure you check us out on Instagram at No Catch Up Chicago, the YouTube page at No Catch Up Chicago. We're everywhere. Stay locked. No Catch Up Chicago, for Chicago, by Chicago. Listen up. Khalil Mack and Glencoe, huh?